Hi everyone, it's Susan from susanwinter.net. Thanks for coming to my channel. Thank you all of you who have subscribed and my great YouTube family. I really appreciate your commentary, and as a matter of fact, I'm reading one of the questions today, not from my website where you write me there, but rather right on the comments from one of my YouTube family of subscribers. So this is about something that we often do in a relationship. Have we stayed too long? Does it sound familiar? Okay, this is from RG, and RG, thank you very much. What a great note. So RG writes, excellent video, Susan. Now, what RG is referring to is the video called The Marriage Conversation or an Ultimatum. Okay, just so you know, difficult conversations. Could you please consider doing a video on the following? I've heard many women say, myself included, that they stayed too long in a relationship. The person in this video, the one I mentioned before, has been in a relationship for 4 years. I was in one for 5 years and walked away because it felt too one-sided. We can't get those years back. I regret that I stayed so long. How long should a person give a relationship to really evaluate their partner and their future together? I know that each case is individual, but can you give some general guidelines? For example, would you agree not to give a relationship more than 2 years, maybe less? Then seriously evaluate whether we're on the same track for the future. Thank you for all your advice. I love your videos. RG, I think you should be on the couch here with me and we can be doing this together because you know the answers to this. But again, it depends upon your end goal. Now, there are people who do not have an end goal of a committed relationship. There are people that even though we live in a couple's world, either can't think long-term or don't know if they want a partner for the rest of their lives or really just don't want the same partner for the rest of their lives. So you see, people such as this are under no kind of pressure to hurry up and make a choice. But if you, and especially for women that would like to have a family, if you are concerned that the purpose in finding a mate is because you want a long-term committed relationship and you'd like to have a family, then of course time is of the essence for you. And we do. Women, I think, can tend to stay in relationships too long when it's romantic, and men, I think, can tend to stay in relationships too long when it's friend zone. So we both live in hope in a different way. I'm not saying that that's 100% because, there's no 100% of anything. It could be a little bit of both. But for the most part, females, when they love, they want to see the best in you. And they keep thinking, it'll get better. I know it'll get better because I saw some movement. It's going in the right direction. And yes, I believe in time limits. I believe in time limits for anything. If you're starting a new business, I remember the time limits I've given myself in different careers in my life. This is the 4th career that I've had. And I've given myself 5 years. And if I can't see traction in 5 years, then obviously it's not going to happen. It's not that I'm impatient. It's that is, I think, a reasonable time. Now, in relationships, and if you're dealing with fertility, you would easily take that down to 1.5 years or 2. From the very beginning, I would make sure that the person, see, this goes way back to initial dating and in the honeymoon period when you don't want to say anything because you don't want to ruin it because it's so fantastic and you don't dare, like, oh, I don't want to get kicked off this ride, it's delicious. You don't speak up. Filter from the very beginning only people who want what you want and they want it with you. Simple. But they're really good looking. Kind of sexy. And that sense of humor. Or maybe they have an accent. Maybe we've never dated somebody who's so successful. Maybe their mind is so agile and it's like such an aphrodisiac. Whatever it is, we just blow through those red flags and keep going. And we want to believe that it's going to get better. Sometimes it does, but you need help. If you're not meeting the results that you want, reach out to somebody you trust. At least inform yourself. read articles, watch videos that are going to help you get through that hump, but be exceedingly clear as to what you want and let your partner know that there are consequences. To love with an incredibly open heart, that's a luxury. And I have learned, not just through my own life, but through working with others, that that needs to be tempered with boundaries and firm, expectations for yourself. For yourself meaning, I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to live with somebody and be partners for the rest of my life. That's my expectation of my relationship desires. So you're only looking for the people who want to fulfill that. This single action bypasses all this waiting nonsense. So yes, we want to create time limits. And we need to have honest conversations with our partner. If for some reason or other they've shifted, if now it's getting too close to being real and they rode the ride and it was wonderful and they aren't sure, you have to take the action. Sometimes it's as simple as standing up for yourself and saying, baby, I love you, but I can't do this. I really want children. I can't wait for you to want that. And maybe you don't want it. Love to have it be you, but I've got to go. I've got to go. I'll never forgive myself if I don't try. I've got to see what's out there. So this now puts all the weight back in your partner's hands. You're not hateful. You don't resent them. You've made an active decision to vote for yourself. So I hope this answers your question. And RG, you are great. Yes, in about a year to a year and a half, you'd clearly know. And if somebody's really on the trajectory to be in a committed relationship, you're going to know right after the honeymoon period. Because the honeymoon period is a whole nother animal. If they can sustain a relationship after the glory of the honeymoon period, when it gets real, then you're going to see how and if they're in it for the long haul. So thank you everyone who's been writing, and thank you those of you that I'm working with on Magnify, the by the minute consultation. I really love working with you. Thank you those of you who are calling me for the individual sessions as well as the sessions that are all day. And if you'd like to listen, please tune into the Susan Winter Show on iTunes. Thank you everyone.